Welcome to Central Park, Wigan, for the Stones Bitter Championship game between Wigan and Bradford Northern. These two teams met 3 nights ago and we had a real blood and thunder of a game in which Northern came out victorious by 10 points to 6, and for most of the game they made Wigan play second fiddle. Next Wednesday night there will be a firework display here, but I don't think will be half as bright or thunderous as this clash between these top teams tonight. Both teams desperate to take away the championship at the end of the season. Northern with their hands almost on the cup, and Wigan will be very reluctant to leave go of it. Sitting with me is Malcolm Lane, the commentator from Bradford, and perhaps now, Malcolm, you'll give us your summary of what you think the prospects of this, what should be a great game tonight, and news of the Northern team.
Yeah, well, thanks for that, and as you said, yeah, blood and thunder at Odsal on Tuesday evening, but very, very dry pitch here at Central Park tonight, so let's hope we see some good open football. And good news for Bradford Northern, Neil Summers coming through that groin strain and appearing at full-back for Northern tonight. Number 2's Carl Hall, 3's Dio Powell, 4 Paul Newlove, 5 Gerald Caudle, Dave Watson wearing the number 6 shirt tonight, number 7 Derek Fox, 8 Roy Powell, 9 Trevor Clark, 10 Adam Greenwood, 11 Paul Dixon, 12 Paul Medley, and at 13 Carl Fairbank. 14 tonight's Dave Heron, and at number 15. And John, the Wigan side, 1 or 2 surprises that John Doddhay sprung tonight.
Yes, he's brought Wigan Marl in. One wonders if he has the experience for a game of this style. They'll be very pleased to have Philip Clark back at loose forward. The centres for tonight are Bell and Panaper. So we're all set for a great game. It will be Wigan from right to left to give first possession probably, and the first set of 6 to Northern. A terrific crowd here tonight. A great roar goes up as Botica sets Wigan off from right to left, and it's Northern to start.
So yeah, Paul Dixon there taking the drive out, but a big hit there by Kelvin Skerrett. Dave Watson from around the acting half-back once again. Wigan applying the pressure just like they did on Tuesday night at Odsal. Adam Greenwood had a good first half for Northern, and Northern, after 3 tackles, still in their own 22. Carl Fairbank, man of the match. Good running by Fairbank. Good supporting play by Clark. Clark up over the halfway line. He's got Newlove with him, but Carl Fairbank once again splitting this Wigan defence as Northern move the ball out. Watson finds the half break. Watson's got Hall inside to Dio Powell and Roy Powell there, but referee saying a penalty to Bradford Northern. Holding back there, and enterprising play there from Northern in this opening first minute of the game. It was that Carl Fairbank burst got Bradford up into the attacking position, and Northern with all the confidence there, using quick hands. And John Holsworth straight away, the man in the middle tonight, giving a penalty, so a chance for Derek Fox to open the account. I make it on my watch. We've played some minute and a half of this game here at Central Park. Super crowd, and the Bradford crowd behind the post there, getting behind the team. A good contingent made that trip over the Pennines tonight as Derek Fox just settles himself down, strikes the ball, and that's in off the post. A lucky kick. So is the luck going to be with Bradford Northern tonight, as Fox, that kick looked as though it was going out, but just catching the inside of the upright. And Northern on the score sheet, it's Wigan 0, Bradford Northern 2, and we've played some 2 minutes of this game as Botica about to restart once again from the centre spot. Puts a good long ball down, and Dave Watson's underneath it. Onto Medley this time, so Medley's going to drive out, but Cowie in there very, very quickly, along with Phil Clark. Dixon, but the Wigan defence up very, very quickly. John Holsworth making sure the back 10 as Roy Powell, Mr. Dependable, drives the ball out, gets up to the 22. Trevor Clark onto Derek Fox, the long ball out, missed ball out to Newlove, but Newlove gets out of the tackle. Newlove's off, up the far side, Newlove sprinting away. Paul Newlove still going, and What a super run there by the Bradford centre. Had Gerald Caudle on the outside. Bradford with the attack. It's a bit of a wild pass as Dave Watson picks the ball up. Watson dangerous from broken play like this. Watson couldn't just get out of the clutches there, but last tackle signalled by John Holsworth. So Derek Fox with the wily kick. That's in the corner for Caudle. But that ball going out on the full. So, Jack, what a start to this game.
A tremendous start and some brilliant football from Northern. They've been cutting Wigan wide open. Wigan were going in very hard into the tackle, but the breaks were so incisive by Northern, and now it's Wigan, head down and bash, a little bit pedestrian at the moment. This is the first touch really, and it's one man at a time coming crashing the way forward and doing it quite well, but Northern coming in hard to meet them. Wigan having to struggle hard to make territory as it's among the big men fighting the way up, and we really have a game on our hands here. It's boiling over, both sides giving it all they've got as Wigan go round the narrow side, trying to force their way down the right wing, and down they go in the fifth tackle just inside the Northern half. Edwards being set up for the kick. Oh, it's a high ball, a shallow one. Summers is there to take it, he takes it well.
Well, Neil Summers taking the Super Bowl. Once again, Summers bursting out. Summers has got a fire chasing him. Summers just didn't have the pace there, but good running by Neil Summers from that high kick, and a penalty once again to Bradford Northern. Striking out there, but Neil Summers, as he did in that first half on Tuesday night, took the high ball, burst the first line of defence, and off he went. But Martin afire with the pace, but that gives Derek Fox a chance. He's 35 metres from the uprights, but straight in front of the post. And John Holsworth up with the play there very, very quickly. So a chance for Derek Fox to extend Bradford's lead that little bit further, but pulsating atmosphere here at Central Park tonight. Northern really fired up for this, had a little short training session this afternoon, then went to the Trust House Hotel as Fox strikes the ball, but that's coming off the end of the toe there, so pressure still on Wigan. So drop out on the 22. As I was saying, Northern went to the Brighouse 40 Hotel and had a little break prior to the journey over the Pennines tonight, but that's a good drop out as Caudle, all it was, making a bad mistake there, pressure on, so that's head and ball to Wigan. Carl Hall there, letting that ball bounce, kept it in the Cardinals sin, catching his boot, so head and ball to Wigan on the 22. Jack, chance for Wigan to try and get back in the game now.
Yes, that was a bad mistake, and Northern been playing so steadily and so securely. Wigan now on the 20-metre line. It will be Edwards to feed. Botica, out to Botica. Botica doing the run around. He can't get it out to Panaper. Panaper missed a couple of tackles early on in this game. Philip Clark straightening up, trying to dance his way through. And there's a solid wall of defenders across the 20-metre line as Wigan try to get it out to the right wing. Wigan dragging them with him up to 10 metres from the line. The defenders come in well to take them. Wigan lobbing the ball along the line as Edwards handing on. Long pass out to Panaper. Panaper tries to batter his way through, and good tackling buries him. Wigan moving it out, going back inside, fighting up to get back into the game, go down in the fifth tackle. Wigan spreading across the line, trying to come hard on the butt, and the foul in the turnover.
Well, a lot of Wigan pressure there from that Carl Hall mistake, but the Bradford tackling machine up to it as Northern with the hand over there underneath the post, with Trevor Clark just electing to go on his own as Dixon come driving, but big hit there by Andy Platt. Medley bringing the ball out over the 22. John Holsworth just making sure that the players are 10 metres back as Roy Powell, but Powell takes a big tackle there as Northern with Derek Fox. Fox straightening up, Fox just jinking, trying to bob his way underneath as last tackle signal once again by the referee, and Dave Watson having to popped the ball over the top, but taken well by Gary Conley. Conley sets off down the short side. Prop straightens up, but ball down on the halfway line. Good tackle there by Trevor Clark. So Cowie takes the drive up for Wigan. Offloads a good ball there.
Wigan now surging forward. Edwards, a long wide pass. Wigan keeping it moving down the right wing, but the cover goes across and Wigan are held. It's snuffed out. Works it getting lively. Fast handling football. Good tackling by Northern, coming quickly, stopping Wigan before they can get started. The first pass is slow from Wigan. They're missing Martin Dermott from behind the play of the ball at the moment. Wigan go down in the fifth tackle. Little grubber kick comes through and it's well taken.
Yeah, super little grubber kick there by Sean Edwards, but Paul Dixon in the right spot as Northern come away out to Carl Hall. Hall comes inside a fire, but a fire there, just managing to get hold of the Bradford winger. So Bradford back on the attack as the long ball out, so wild pass and intercepted there by Clark. So bad mistake by Bradford Northern.
A wild pass there, set Wigan up nicely. Mistake by Northern, nearly let Wigan in. Wigan still fighting for every yard of territory, and down they have to go. Well, that was a wild pass that nearly let Wigan in on the intercept. Northern coming out very, very quickly as Wigan try to crash the way through, but the tackling is sure and safe. But Wigan now hitting them with everything except the kitchen sink as a long pass comes out, and Panopa is held. Turning and twisting, but couldn't get it in. Good smothering tackling, holding out this strong Wigan attack as they come round the narrow side. 5 tackle signals. John Holdsworth, Wigan 10 metres out. Edwards dumbing, trying to dance his way through, gets caught.
And nice little kick through there from Sean Edwards, that swept up well at the back by Dave Watson. There's Northern under pressure now to try and drive this ball out as the Wigan chant goes up. Get behind the team, but Northern under early pressure, but the tackling up to it. So Roy Powell takes the first drive, but once again the Wigan pack with Kelvin Skerritt and Clark very quickly as Fox puts a good boot to the ball. That's into space, and Conley just watches the ball going to touch on that far side. So a little bit of a relieving kick, but Jack, this game set off at 100 miles an hour in this first 10 minutes.
Yes, and they're still in overdrive. There's no sign of it slackening off, and that good tactical kick there has saved the Northern forward an awful lot of graft, pushing Wigan back 10 metres into their own half. Northern, of course, lying absolutely flat in a straight line. Wigan not all that deep, saying that they'll be expecting to get the ball out. Panopa in front of the man next to him as Wigan move the ball out from the scrum. Dean Bell decides he's going to take them on his own. Botica coming over to act in half-back. Little bit of mauling at the play of the ball. Referee doesn't bother as Wigan run wide outside, trying to go back into the middle. A fire coming up to dummy half. A fire inside. Panopa going wide, managed to get his pass in. Wigan attacking well over the halfway line. Dragging themselves over the halfway line into the Northern half. Onto Edwards. Edwards trying to get the team moving. And that powerful driving running by the Wigan forward, coming in hard onto the ball. Wigan coming away quickly from the play of the ball. Moving it out well, and there's an overlap if Wigan can keep it going. Wigan going for the corner, and he's in at the corner. Panopa puts Wigan into the lead. Wigan threw everything they had at them there. All the crowd stood up in front of us. I couldn't see him finishing off, but Wigan had a massive overlap as they moved the ball out. A fire went on a dummy run. He cut him to the inside, and Panopa kept steaming along. Determination written all over him, and the touch judge marking it a yard in from the corner flag. Ball on the 20-metre line, a metre in from this left-hand side, his better side for kicking. He stabs at it, and the crowd are yelling yes, and it's over. A terrific kick Wigan go on a 6-2 lead. The Wigan crowd, who was strangely silent at Odsal last Tuesday night, are now getting behind the team. Now they've got into the league. That could put a different complexion on the game. Wigan on the 10-metre line. And that's a crunching tackle and a good quick play the ball by Wigan. They got up very quickly to play that, and they're still battering the way forward. Great running by Wigan. Surging down the field up to the halfway line. And now it's Wigan who've got the tails up, fighting for the championship life as Edwards turns it back into the middle, and they're battering the way through. Wigan surge. This is great play by Wigan at the moment, really getting on top as the ball comes out. Edwards handing it on a long pass. Bodiger keeping him moving. A bad pass, misses a fire and rolls into touch. Well, Wigan will be disappointed with that. They were just getting into gear. A bad pass gives the advantage to Northern. They're put in and they're ahead.
Well, Bradford Northern under the cosh a little bit there. Wigan really turning the accelerator pedal down, but that wild pass that dropped that ball straight into touch when it looked as though a gap, so Derek Fox to get the ball into Neil Summers, coming up into the line at standoff and switching there with Dave Watson as Carl Fairbank, man of the match at Odsal, as Fairbank dips the shoulder, drives up towards the halfway line, and the ball, referee saying that ball come out, so it's Kelvin Skerrett on the drive again for Wigan. Bad mistake there by Fairbank.
Well, I had doubts there as to whether the Wigan had got that ball legally, but Jeffrey Holmes was right quite close to it, screamed at them to play on, so it's Wigan in possession, turning on the heat again. The referee decides it's a forward pass. Wigan making the mistake from behind to play the ball. Timing of the pass wrong, so this should be possession back once more to Northern.
Well, yeah, Carl Fairbank there, not a lot of excuse. It looked as though the ball was ripped out, but good dry conditions, ideal conditions as Neil Summers comes away with that ball from that resultant scrum of that forward passes. Medley running straight at Phil Clark, but Clark in with a good tackle there on the Bradford second rower. Adam Greenwood straightening up, but once again the relentless charge of Platt. And Betts there as Fairbank once again driving up to the halfway line. Wigan 6, Bradford Northern 2. As we come up to midway through this first half, Derek Fox just nobody coming running there, and Fox just having to settle things down, having to take the ball up himself as Neil Summers with the kick drops the ball over the top straight into waiting arms off Teague Marlers, gets out of one tackle, but good follow-up there by Paul Newlove of that kick, and Wigan back on the attack.
Wigan Marlin positioning himself well there. He'd retreated, took it cleanly, did the safe thing, ran as far as he could. Cowie proving a handful, and a good quick play the ball. He played it a bit untidily as it comes to Clark. Clark moving it out, a fire going into the middle, a fire going to be swung round, managed to get his pass in. Wigan keeping the ball moving. Decided going to come back down the middle, and that ball's red hot as Wigan keep flipping it about, but they're not getting very far with it. You're just going round in decreasing circles. Coming away quickly from behind to play the ball, little dummy taken, and Wigan forged into the Northern half, but it's the fifth tackle gone out to Edwards. Edwards puts the kick behind the defence, and the cover is there to take it.
So Carl Hall sweeping up at the back and running directly at the pursuers there, brings the ball out to the 20-metre markers. Dave Watson trying to get out of the clutches of a fire, but the cover coming across there in the form of Kelvin Skerrett. Bradford with Dio Powell just doing the one-man a little bit as Derek Fox onto Carl Fairbank. Fairbank drives, but no way through the stout Wigan defence. Neil Summers straightens up. That's the last tackle signal by John Holsworth. Bradford just driving the ball out as Derek Fox steps inside this time, puts a good ball over the top of Conley, and Conley having a turn round, finally picks the ball up. This time we've got a wall of Bradford chases up as Conley tries to come round the outside. Good running by Gary Conley, and finally hauled down by Roy Powell.
A good run out there by Connolly. Took a long time picking it up. Now it's a Fire's turn. A Fire, speed, not power. A Fire, no room for him to move as Wigan move it inside. Wigan straightening up, and it's hard and tough and torrid out there as Wigan get moving quickly down the far wing, fighting the way up to the hand. There's no quarter being asked for and none given in this game. It's real blood and thunder stuff, and Wigan have dropped the ball, so the put-in should go to Bradford North.
So the mistake there by Wigan as they look to offload the ball. John Holdsworth going back to the first decision there, but Bradford coming up with the ball as Dave Watson in the standoff brings Paul Newlove in from the wing, but Newlove well policed there by Frano Bosica. Fairbank of course wearing the head guard, he has for the last 2 or 3 games after that cut he received. Greenwood straightens up. Adam Greenwood still going, looking to offload the ball there as the scream of forward pass went up as Derek Fox bobs, ducks inside. Fox straightens up to the 22. That's 4 tackles gone now for Bradford Northern. Need to move the ball out as Watson, the long ball out to Newlove. Newlove prop, steps inside. Newlove looking for Jedel Cordle on the outside, but Cordle had come inside there when the gap had opened up with that nice little prop as Cordle, the little chip, the chase through, and Cordle gets there. The ball's still loose, and finally a try given to Bradford Northern. That ball bobbling about. It looks like it's been awarded to Dio Powell. That ball was bobbling about. Norton kept chasing. I'm not sure who the final touch on the ball was. It looked like Dio Powell to me. Medley went for it first, then Wigan missed it, then the ball went out again. Finally it looked like Dio Powell. No doubt Sky Television or the replay on the video will be able to sort out who that was, but to me it looked like Dio Powell got the final touch to that. It was the Cordle kick through. Cordle was the first one to go for it, he missed it. Medley followed up, and it looked like Dio Powell that finally got a hand to that ball to level the score, 6 points apiece as Derek Fox with the conversion attempt, and once again in off the post. So I think Derek Fox must have been playing a little bit of snooker today, or a little bit of billiards as the boos go around Central Park for John Holdsworth. But the important thing for Bradford Northern is that it's Wigan 6, Bradford Northern 8. So John Holdsworth there just stopping the clock as Wigan bring on Cassidy, and the player to come off is Neil Cowie. This was suspected a little bit with Faddle and Cassidy on the bench that John Dorahay may just spell these forwards in 20-minute sessions tonight. But Bradford back in the lead as Wigan restart the game. Paul Dixon gets the ball from Watson as he drives out, the chasers up there. Watson, once again from Broughton playing, of course. Watson, his first back match on Tuesday night at Odsal after that ban. Probably needed the match fitness as Medley sets off, but Kelvin Skerrett in there. Trevor Clark from acting halfback. Good little dancing run there, made good yardage by the Bradford Northern hooker. Fox is going to put the boot to the ball. That's a good kick into the space, and Conley having to race a long way back as once again a solid wall of Bradford defenders up, and Paul Newlove this time wraps Conley up on that far side. So Jack, it's Tigamala on the drive for Wigan.
And Tigamala's referee says the ball's been stolen out, and he's dropped it, and it goes. Inexperience of Tigamala showing there, and quickly away out Northern. Wigan screaming for a forward pass, but it's not being given. And it's all Northern at the moment. Wigan suckers near the line.
So Roy Powell taking the drive, and as Bradford Northern look to bring Dixon on the charge, but Dixon's well tackled there by Neil Cowie. 4 tackles gone, but Northern with the pressure gone. Derek Fox onto Carl Fairbank. Fairbank looking to pop one out the back door, but Phil Clark, it looks like, that dropped on that loose ball as Fairbank tried to get the ball out. So Wigan coming away with Dean Bell.
Wigan on their own 20-metre mark and finding it hard to gain any territory. 2 points in it. Wigan very weak when the little kick through near the line. Farrell trying to force his way forward. Big strong second row. Good break from behind to play the ball. Gales Wigan a good 10 metres, but down they go in the 5th tackle. Edwards puts the kick in and it's being chased.
So Caudle with a long ball back, but first time Caudle's had a running chance. So Caudle trying to bring the ball out of his 22, but the Wigan chases up there very, very quickly with Andy Faddle as Neil Summers from the acting half-back looks to try a little dodge around the back, but wrapped up there by Andy Platt. And this game at breathtaking speed. It's been length to length of this Central Park pitch, but Bradford with Greenwood. Greenwood nowhere through there. That little dropped off pass by Trevor Clark. As the ball out to Derek Fox. Fox the long ball out to Fairbank. Fairbank looking to offload, but it's the last tackle signalled, and Derek Fox. It's the ball out to Summers, and Summers finally puts the boot to the ball, and that's a good kick by Neil Summers. Picked up well by Connolly on his own 22, and Connolly sets off at the Bradford defence.
Northern putting in some good kicks, pushing Wigan back. Wigan relying on driving the ball forward. Bit slow behind the play, the ball comes out to Edwards, a long pass from Edwards. Wigan keeping it moving, it goes to Farrell, on to Panaper. Panaper's through, he has support on the inside. Couldn't get it back inside to Farrell. And a penalty to Wigan. It's a long, long kick if he's going to kick for goal. Edwards having a word with Botica. Panaper went through well there, he had support on each side. Died with the ball, he had Andrew Farrell on his right, but he went down with it. Andrew Farrell been in this game a lot since he came on as substitute. And this is a long, long kick. 15 metres inside the northern half and 10 metres in from the touchline. Botica's usually so exact with his kicking, but this is a very long one. 2 points in it. About 26 minutes gone. Botica here with a chance. And it's even Stevens between these two sides tonight. Very, very close. Neither side really on top. Botica now. Wigan 2 points behind. Strano Botica down to the Whitbread stand, round the corner, he comes up, he stabs at it, and the crowd are screaming, and it's over. A great kick by Botica, levels the score. Well, he'd be a brave man who'd forecast the result of this game. It's a real nail-biter, and it's some good classic football and some hard, tough football being played as the ball is belted. Taken by Wigan. Wigan trying to come hard. The gap nearly opened up there. They're almost through it. And Wigan coming hard, pushing Northern out of the way. Northern had the hands full, taking these Wigan players at the moment. Wigan playing the ball quickly and forging away, down, coming hard at the Northern defenders. Northern have had time to regroup. Philip Clark now, Wigan straightening up. And Wigan really got the tails up. And that's tremendous speed and power by Wigan, but they go down in the 5th tackle. Can they keep it moving? Edwards handing it on quickly. Little overhead kick there, and it's well covered. It's been knocked on. That was an awkward one to take. That was a very dangerous kick, and Wigan was steaming under that. And Summers, under a lot of pressure, couldn't take it cleanly. So Wigan 10 metres out with the feed and a good chance. And Wigan are throwing everything except the kitchen sink at the moment. At the Northern defenders, Edwards coming over. Edwards feeds and Edwards gets it out quickly. Going across the field, Panopa wanting it on the bus. Panopa driving in hard and the covers though to take him well. Edwards turning it back into the middle. Wigan 8 metres out. They've seen the line, they're going for it hard, and it's on the burst stuff as the big Wigan forwards try to crash in, drawing in the defenders, and held just short of the line with a short play the ball. Wigan very, very close to the Northern line. It makes it a bit difficult as Edwards spreads it. Can they move it out? And the cover goes across. Wigan trying to batter the way in. Brute force, and they go into touch, and it will be Northern to feed.
Well, good cover there by Bradford Northern and Tigamala. The weight, the bulk of the man. Good long ball out by Wigan that gave him that little bit of chance, but the Bradford cover coming across well though. So Bradford under pressure as we approach half an hour on the clock, and Northern need to work the ball back into the Wigan half of the field as Derek Fox pops the ball into the scrum. Out with Dave Watson. Watson, long ball out, a little bit dangerous to Dio Powell, but Powell steps out of one there, but Watson with the long pass there. Derek Fox spins round from the acting halfback, makes a few valuable yardages, but encounters the wrath there of Kelvin Skerrett. Medley up to the 22, and that's 4 tackles gone for Northern as once again Wigan get behind the players as Carl Hall looking to come round the outside, but a fire, and Phil Clark this time bottle the Bradford Northern winger up. Derek Fox having to duck and bob and weave, and that's the last tackle signal by the referee as the ball back with Neil Summers, charged down by Sean Edwards, and Edwards gets the try. Sean Edwards, the ball bounced up there. Neil Summers tried to get the ball over the top, rebounded off a Bradford player, and Sean Edwards there on hand just to fall on the ball over the line as Neil Summers tried to recover. So Wigan go back into the lead, and Sean Edwards there showing his delight from that rebound, but it was good pressure by Wigan.
And Sean Edwards, who covers so much ground, he reads the game so well. Wigan had applied the pressure, and Edwards was up there to do the charging down, and he was so cool and calm with an awkward bouncing ball. Downs it just to the left of the uprights, leaving Botica, dare I say, what should be a simple kick. He's belted him over from the touchline. Can he get one from 15 metres out? He stabs at it, and it's there in the middle. Well, Wigan just forging ahead, getting the noses slightly in front, but there's still a long race to go. No near a decision yet with this game. Northern give it Wigan on a plate, and there's commitment there and ferocity in the run as the fire comes over and hands it inside. And he's met hard, but he was taking them on. That won't daunt him at all. Hall. Wigan wanting it among the forwards at the moment, doing a good grafting job there, taking the weight off the backs. Edwards hands it on, coming through on the burst. Wigan still going, and good backing up there, and Wigan are snatched out of the air, but Wigan are turning on a vintage performance at the moment as once again they come through from behind to play the ball. Can't get it out onto a fire with a run for the corner, and I can't see what's happening. And Wigan finishing off. Great running by a fire. Wigan tore the way down the middle, split Northern wide open. Oh, Northern going to wilt when it comes to the crunch. as Martin Afire, who's not been at his best this season, but he certainly went for the corner there, and it was Afire, the flyer, to go in at the corner for another quick 4 points to Wigan. Well, Botica with another long one. His kicking tonight has been absolutely immaculate. He's had a couple of hard ones and an easy one. And this is once again, he's out on the touchline and on the 20-metre line. He strikes it and a great roll goes up. It's another 6-pointer. Well, 10 minutes ago, I would never have forecast a lead like this for Wigan. Northern have been giving Wigan as good as they were getting, and they're straight from the kick-off. They go down the field and score. Off to Farrell again. That's the way it started before. This time he's buried. Wigan back in their own 20-metre area, and I've no doubt it's stuffed up the jumpers for the next 3 tackles. And I don't know what Wigan have been feeding on today, but they're like caged animals out there. They're coming out absolutely ferociously. Wigan coming through from the play the ball, probably want to play out the tackles. They've done very well with the sets of 6 tonight. 5 tackles gone. Edwards waiting, but he doesn't get the ball. The grubber kick goes through to the fullback.
So Neil Summers taking that kick. Northern now with a little bit of a mountain to climb. That's 10 points the difference after 2 super tries there by Wigan. But Roy Powell looking to bring the ball away, but a big hit there by Kelvin Skerrett and Andy Farrell. Greenwood, but once again it's Farrell in on the tackle. Carl Fairbank driving at the defence, driving that ball up to the halfway line. Northern could do with a try now to just before half-time. We've got 37 minutes on the clock. Last tackle signal by the referee, so the ball come back to Derek Fox, and once again the charge is up very, very quickly as Fox puts the ball over the top, but taken well there by Connolly. Connolly looking to come round the outside as Neil Summers, a little bit of a switch. Summers come up into the centre. Dave Watson gone to full-back, and Debbie Heron, the substitute there for Dio Powell, as Panapa runs across the face of the defence. Well pulled down there by Dave Heron, so it's Wigan back on the attack.
And Wigan lose possession.
And a little bit of a loose ball there. Bradford with Paul Newell intercepting, and referee there giving a penalty, holding down there as Northern were looking to get up and play that ball very, very quickly, and Derek Fox is electing to go for touch. So a set of 6 for Bradforders with 2 minutes left on the electronic scoreboard here at Central Park. So Northern, can they get another try before half-time? Medley comes across the face. Medley still running. Medley losing the ball there. So a chance for Bradford gone as Medley lost the ball and swept up there by Panapa. So it's Wigan back on the track with Trevor Clark.
When it looked as if Northern were going to do something, Wigan cheekily got the ball off them. And now it's sealed, stitched up, being dragged up to the halfway line almost. Wigan, Edwards prompting his players. And that ball not going to be given any air. And a quick play the ball by Wigan, and Wigan are surging down the field again, but the cover is across to Tatum, and that's 5 tackles gone. There's a kick overhead and the chase. Wigan are up there. Who's going to get there first? And it's Northern in possession.
Yeah, well, Paul Dixon doing very, very well there on that awkward bouncing ball as Adam Greenwood looks to drive the ball out. Once again, the tigerish tackling of Wigan, penning Northern in their own 22s. Fairbank drops the ball inside. Trevor Clark onto Dave Watson. Watson, the long ball out to Newlove. Newlove into space. Newlove's got caught on that. Newlove prop steps inside, gets out of one. Newlove still going. The class of Paul Newlove. So Bradford with the last attack of this half as Roy Powell, this drop-off ball inside, but Powell's held down. There's 39 minutes gone on the clock here, and a penalty there. Wigan laying on. So Derek Fox got to go for goal here to reduce the arrears. It's Wigan 20, Bradford Northern 8. 12 points adrift Northern are, and that clock ticking down now to the 40. And Derek Fox very, very wisely there, electing to have a go for goal, go for the 2 points. Well, what a pulsating 40 minutes we've had here at Central Park. Bradford in that first opening quarter threw everything at Wigan. Exciting breaks by Newlove. Unlucky not to score, and then getting onto the score sheet first as Fox strikes the ball, strikes it through, strikes it straight. The Bradford speckies at that far end say that's the 2 points as the half-time hooter goes. But what a super first half with another 40 minutes of this top of the table clash here at Central Park. So as we half-time score, it's Wigan 20, Bradford Northern 10.
Well, the second half is nearly as good as the first half. There'll be a lot of very happy people going home, irrespective of the result. Wigan took it well in the early stages, battering the way forward. So Wigan with the first set of 6 at 10 points lead as Edwards comes up to promptly going. And, oh, that's hard grafting stuff. Gamala wanting to have a do, and Wigan starting off the second half the way they finished. And the ball's been dropped. Covered across, and Northern have it.
Yeah, well, a hell of a drive there by Tigamala, but Bradford doing well with Carl Hall sweeping up on that Wigan mistake as Watson drops the ball off inside. But Wigan coming up, fired up in this second half as Dixon has to take the tackle there. And looks as though he took a little bit of a knock in the process as Roy Powell takes the drive up for Northern, but Northern still in their own half of the field. Clark from the action half-back up to the halfway line. Derek Fox on to Paul Newlove. Newlove prop straightens up, but ball down this time by Mather as Carl Fairbank comes down the short side, ducks the head just in time, and Fairbank looking there for the penalty, but it's last tackle signal as Derek Fox hoists a good high ball. Connolly waiting for it coming down. Connolly.
Nicely played kick and well taken. Connolly getting up very, very gingerly. Wigan playing it safe. Twigamala trying to bring it out. And a fire's coming into the line now. He's trying to run round them. And he's round them. He's chasing down the field. Don't know whether he's got the speed enough. He beats the fullback. A tremendous run there by a fire. Sets Wigan up in a strong attacking position. Edwards is up there. Moving it inside. Bell handing it on. Philip Clark turns it back this way. Wigan still trying to get it out to this wing and force the way up to the 20-metre line. Well, that was a fire at his best there. Edwards now spreading it across the field. Wigan now playing good football. As they try to move it out onto the far, Wigan are going for the line. And they drop the ball with the line wide open.
Well, scintillating stuff there by Wigan, but Bradford Northern, Jerry Caudle there doing very, very well, and Dave Watson to come back and haul a fire down, and Wigan whipping that ball out, but Tigamala not able to take that pass off of Connolly on that far side, but down will go to scrum on the 10-metre mark. Once again, the wingers of Wigan switching round as Neil Summers looks to drive that ball out. Derek Fox pushes the man off, wants to get up and play the ball quickly as Adam Greenwood drops the ball inside, but finally picked up by Bradford at the back. Carl Hall sets off now. Hall going at the defence, but Hall down on that far side. Bradford coming again, but good tackling by Wigan. Fairbanks on the little reverse pass, but running straight into bother there as Edwards and Skerrett haul him down. Derek Fox, little chip over the top as Watson on the run there, as Watson and that ball bobbling about, finally picked up by Wigan at the there, but
Wigan did well to hang on to that ball there and show great determination, pushing players off, but eventually Northern come in, force Wigan down. Wigan now got the graft. Twiggy Marler using his power, using his strength, taking them with him. Eventually he's upended. And Twiggy Marler on the receiving end of a bit of rough treatment, letting him know he's in rugby league. As Wigan almost up to the halfway line, Edwards handing it on. And go down in the fifth tackle. Back to Edwards. Edward drills one along the deck.
And that's a good kick by Sean Edwards, finding touch inside the 10-metre mark, so the linesman bringing the scrum back, but once again Wigan in the opening 4 to 5 minutes of this second half, putting the pressure on Bradford Northern. So Derek Fox, the ball in and out of the scrum as Wigan with the drive on, but picked up well there by Neil Summers on the bounce there as that pass from Fox hit the ground first. Fairbanks straightening up, evaded one tackle there of Kelvin Skerrett, but just ankle tap there. Dixon, not really seen a lot of Paul Dixon tonight with that forceful running. Fox onto Watson dancing, bobbing, stepping inside. Watson making a mistake there, and Phil Clark sweeping up, so Bradford under pressure again.
Good thing committed there. Edwards going back into the middle, very badly thrown out pass. Gets possession back to Wigan. And the Wigan pack tearing, driving up. Over. Well, that was due to a bad mistake early on by Bradford Northern. Puts Wigan back in the driving seat. Early on, Wigan snapped up the loose ball, whipped it out, and Farrell, who's had a good game since he came on, justifying Dorries, bringing him onto the field as Northern come up to the centre to restart now. 14 points behind, Wigan 24. That's 4 tries to Wigan. A high one, a short one. Wigan have it clean. One pass and head down and bash. A great roar goes up from the crowd, but Farrell's still living as Wigan try to come through from behind to play the ball. And I've not seen Wigan play with so much fire and determination the whole of this season. And they're still fighting the way here. And there's blood and thunder going on out there. Referee standing right on top of the tackle. Platt sends them scattering. Platt taking them with him. Tremendous commitment from this Wigan pack as Clark back on the field. Clark making the gap. And eventually it's sealed. 5 tackles gone as Edwards comes up ready for the kick, and it's to Edwards it goes, and Edwards hoists a high ball out to the fullback who takes it well.
Yeah, Watson taking that ball very, very well there as Northern now looking to drive out, but Wigan putting all the early pressure on. In the opening 10 minutes of the second half is Carl Fairbank. Fairbank spills the ball there, looks to offload, it's swept up by Dean Bell at the back, so once again a mistake by Bradford Northern that put Wigan back on the attack. Wigan from the acting half back there just dancing about, looking to reorganise the troops. Wigan working the short side with Kelvin Skerrett. Skerrett gets out of one tackle into the Bradford 22, and Wigan rampant at the moment. So Edwards, will it be the long ball out from Edwards over the top? Wigan straightening up, but knocks one off to Cowie, and 2-3 yards short of that Bradford Northern try line. Edwards sells the little dummy, the ball out to Clark. Clark offloads the ball over the top to a fire as a fire dances about. A fire coming back in field, coming right across the face of the Bradford defence, but finally halted on the 10-metre mark. That's the last tackle signal by John Holsworth. Back to Botica for the drop goal, and Botica slots one between the posts. Another goal there, so well-worked move by Wigan on the sixth tackle there. Botica in the right spot from deep, the long ball back, and the shore boot of Frano Botica getting another point for Wigan. So Bradford with an uphill task now as Derek Fox about to restart from the centre spot.
That's a long ball. It's straight over the dead ball line, so it's back to the halfway line, and one wonders if the tension and the emotion of this game is beginning to get to Northern. They're starting to make mistakes which they showed no signs of making earlier on in the week, and there's another substitution being made, and Greenwood coming back on, and Summers is it's Watson who's coming on. Oh. "12 minutes gone in this second half. Farrell, left-footed kicker, sends a high towering ball into touch. Wigan eager to get on with this game, and a driving in hard. That's power rugby. Wigan with the tails up. They can smell this trip down to Australia. There's a lot of money been laid on it for them, but there's a lot of pride being shown here tonight. And Wigan getting right on top now of this Northern team as Edwards has it. Edwards moving it across the field. Wigan giving the dummy. Bell going inside. It's pulled out of the air. Wigan 10 metres out onto Edwards. Edwards a short pass which looked at Twiggy Marler trying to batter his way through. Wanting to get in the quick play the ball. Wigan have a massive overlap. They fly long one out to the corner. A fire trying to batter his way. And the referee is pointing for the try of fire. And Wigan rubbing the noses in it now. A long pass from Edwards. Well, one must give Twiggy Marler the accolade. He made a tremendous, powerful run, and from the setup, Wigan stretched it out. A long pass from Edwards out to a fire, and Martin Afai, in his old style of finishing off, goes over for another try. Wigan with a big lead then, 29 points to 10. As Northern come up to give possession to Wigan once more. Wigan have played out the sets of 6 very well tonight. They've controlled the game well. And this Wigan crowd loving this. When they have the ball, a great roar goes up every time as they expect to see these great big tanks coming tearing forward at this time. They lost the ball and now the referee trying to sort it out. Touch judge signals that the ball was stolen. Quite a few times this evening the ball's left one team and finished up with the other. Whether it's been stolen or not for me to say. But that's a bit of a let-off for Wigan there as Northern were hitting them, but Wigan coming into it once more. And the speed and power of these forwards as they come taking on the opposition, dragging the defenders in. And Northern must be sick of seeing these cherry and white jerseys coming at them. Ball been dropped in the tackle. Referee coming over and giving a penalty to Bradford.
Well, yeah, a little bit of indecision there by Wigan. Referee had already spotted that that ball had been lost in the tackle, and something said by a Wigan player. So Derek Fox with the kick. Northern need to get back into this game as John Hamer takes the first drive, but thrown to the ground there on the 35-metre mark as Roy Powell Northern not really had the ball in this opening 15 minutes of this second half. It's been all Wigan, so Northern with Derek Fox. Fox, the ball out there, but no way through this stout Wigan defence for Bradford Northern. Fox. Fairbanks spins round, sells the little dummy there, but he's wrestled to the ground. Derek Fox from the acting half-back. It's the ball out to Hamer driving up to the 10-metre mark, but once again the last tackle signal by the referee. So Derek Fox with the little chip, a little bit of an obstruction there, but referee saying play on, and that's picked up well at the back for Wigan by Connolly.
Connolly just out from his own line. Wigan having to clear the lines, fighting the way forward up to the 10-metre line, and they've played this game very solidly. That little grubber kick there, well covered for once by Wigan, beautifully taken and brought away, and that's a good tackle. Wigan dumped down very unceremoniously. Clark coming through well from the play the ball, loses his footing, goes down in the fifth tackle. Wigan lining up for the kick, bit of switch of direction, it comes to Farrell. Farrell belts a long one.
And Neil Summers underneath that ball. Summers sets off once again, but the cover up very quickly there. Neil Cowie it was, as Bradford with Medley trying to go around the outside, but Medley's hauled to ground as some very leg weary Bradford players struggle their way back after that kick up the field. Adam Greenwood there just takes the drive up as a little bit of an ooh-ah goes up from the crowd as Fox the little run round. Roy Powell gets a good ball out to Fairbank. Fairbank in the clear. Fairbank still running on to Newlove, but Newlove straight into the wading tackle there, and Newlove just not able to prop and get round his man, but Bradford trying to put the pressure on now as Summers sells the little dummy, spins round, but Medley on the outside there screaming for the ball as the last tackle signal once again as Derek Fox chips the ball through, but Connolly safe as houses at the back, sweeps up, and Carl Fairbank just puts a hand on him and holds him down.
Bounced up nicely for Connolly there. Wigan now having to fight away. Northern coming more into it defensively. They're holding Wigan down. Wigan have been so strong tonight, managing to keep the ball alive. Can they get it out to that Storm? And there's the speed going down the left wing. Wigan down the middle, they got support. Still going, and well taken, but that was a great run down the middle. Now Wigan pressing it home onto a Fire running wide, hands it on, get it out onto Twiggy Marlin taken from behind. A Fire who's out on this wing, a Fire inside to Edwards looking for support, moves it out wide. Wigan still keeping it going, turning it back down the middle. Wigan streaking up to the 20-metre line and going for the line. Now they've got to make it, and they're held up 10 metres out, but it's Wigan surging forward, trying to batter the way over from the play of the ball, and it's the last battle.
Well, Neil Summers there with two try-saving tackles. Super play by Wigan, throwing the ball about 100 miles an hour. Wigan trying the quick play of the ball, but Neil Summers kept Wigan at bay on that set of six, so Bradford need now to work the ball back down the park. Derek Fox drops the ball off to Fairbank, but Fairbank just stumbling there as nice little delayed pass by Derek Fox as Dixon spinning round, but just couldn't offload the ball there to supporting John Hamer. Fox on to Carl Hall into space. Carl Hall sets off, he's got a man on the inside, but Martin Afire coming back there doing the tackling job. So Bradford from the action half-back need to get the ball out. Newlove onto Fairbank. Fairbank's got Caudle on the outside. Caudle's going for the corner. Caudle into touch. Put a foot into touch once again. Jerry Caudle denied a try. Could have possibly died, but the touch judge bang on the spot there to say that Jerry Caudle was just taken out on that as Wigan make a substitution. It's Cassidy coming in. Looks like Clark coming off and Cassidy into the fray, so Northern with a real chance there, but it's Wigan with a head and ball as Tigamala comes up with the ball from the scrum.
Well, Wigan didn't play to the whistle there. They stood still in the middle of the... Wigan have dropped the ball with the line wide open. They should let Northern in. They're moving it out onto the wing. And Wigan just managed to hold the man, and they're over.
With the foot Medley. And a bad mistake there by Wigan, but Northern capitalising on it. Looked like Paul Medley. So Bradford still with that 15-point deficit. We played some 22 minutes in this second half of this pulsating game here at Central Park. Can Bradford Northern come back into the game? So it'll be Wigan to restart from the centre spot with Frano Bosica. And an electric atmosphere here at Central Park tonight as Bosica drives the ball long and deep. Taken well by Derek Fox on to Dixon as Dixon comes out on the charge. Little sidestep round one, but the Wigan cover up very, very quickly. Hauls the Bradford second row to ground. Greenwood back into the fray as Cowie coming across there with a good tackle, assisted by Andy Platt. Roy Powell. Powell driving at the defence, but nowhere through there for the big fella as John Holsworth waves the players back onside. Trevor Clark onto John Hamer. Hamer offloads a good ball to Carl Hall. Hall carrying on, still going, looking to offload there as Sean Edwards was hanging round his short. So Bradford on the drive again with Roy Powell. Powell makes the half break, but last tackle signal by the referee. So the ball come to Derek Fox. Fox has put the high ball up in the air, and that ball spinning round. Sean Edwards underneath, and Newlove in there very, very quickly to bury Sean Edwards. But Wigan with that all-important possession. It looks like Edwards taking a little bit of a knock there as he went down.
Has to hand the ball over. He was badly shaken. He took it well under a lot of pressure. And Wigan dropped the ball. Wigan Marler near his own line, and a fire's there to cover up. A fire coming back inside. Wigan must keep the nerve here. Northern coming back into the game as the big lads. Farrell, strong run by Farrell, brings it a long way away. Wigan playing it safe. Hall. Edwards a little bit out of the game at the moment. He got shattered in after that up and under. 5 tackles gone. Wigan still inside their own half as it comes out to Edwards. Edwards puts the boot in.
That's a good ball by Edwards, but well taken by Neil Summers. So Summers sets off again at the Wigan defence, brings the ball out a good 15-20 metres there. So Medley on the charge. Paul Medley knocks one off, but finally goes down. 2 good tackles, still that 15 points adrift Bradford Northern, but Northern coming back into the game now as Dixon. That's a good tackle on Dixon. Trevor Clark from acting halfback. Clark running at the Wigan defence. Clark in the clear, beats 1, beats 2. 4 tackles gone, so Northern reapplying the pressure as Derek Fox, the long ball out. Roy Powell gets a good ball out to Hall. Hall into the clear. Hall straightens up. Hall going for the line, but just Hall down with 10 metres to go. We're on the last tackle, so Derek Fox. Fox, the long ball out to Clark. Clark onto Newlove. The little run round there is Gerald Caudle. Straightens up. Caudle straightening up. Going for the post. Caudle. But Caudle's held up on the 6th tackle, but enterprising play there from Bradford, but it's the handover to Wigan.
And Wigan gone a little bit off the boil. They're finding it very, very difficult. And the referee is going to give the scrum down. So it should be another set of 6 for Bradford Northern.
Yeah, I think John Holsworth there just looking at his linesman for direction to see if that ball had been knocked out, but the Northern roar goes up from the big stand as Derek Fox. Carl Fairbank picks the ball up there from behind the scrum. Derek Fox went on the dummy run, so Bradford with 5 more tackles. Can they reduce the arrears? Ball switched inside of Newlove. Newlove gets out of 1, gets out of 2, but just hauled down there by Tigamala as Newlove was herring for the try line there. Fox Fox just having to stop there, the cover up very, very quickly. Derek Fox looking to get that long ball out as Summers into the line. Summers, a good long ball out. Picked up well on the far side by Carl Hull. Hull dancing, bobbing, gets the ball to Medley, and a forward pass given by the referee. Medley on the outside again, but this time just couldn't pop the ball up in time. Referee right on the spot. Credit to John Holsworth there. He was on the spot to spot that forward pass, and looks like a Bradford player down on that far side. Could be Paul Medley, and John Holsworth just stopping the game. It is Paul Medley, and Marie there herring across the back of the try line, but Bradford coming back into this game with about 13 minutes left on the electronic scoreboard here. Norden in this last 10 minutes put a lot of pressure on Wigan, but that final pass just going to ground and not able to reduce the arrears. But this is what rugby league's all about, a super game, a super night for rugby, and a super crowd here at Central Park tonight. So Paul Medley, it looks as though he's on his feet. And a lengthy hold up here as Medley finally walks back to take his place in the pack, and John Holsworth restarts the game, so it'll be Sean Edwards to pop the ball in the scrum for Wigan.
And Wigan really gone off the ball. They're under a lot of pressure here. A fire getting ready to come in from the wing as the pack wheels all over the place. Into the pack. Edwards onto a fire. Fire straightens up. Gains his 5 metres. But Northern are holding Wigan at the moment. And Wigan coming away well from behind to play the ball game. Valuable yards of ground. Northern in very, very quickly onto Wigan as they move the ball wide. Going to have to play it safe, and the break is on, and they're coming tearing through. Out to on the wing of Twiggy-Marler with the run still going strongly over the halfway line. A powerful run gets the ball out onto Bell. Bell turning it inside onto Twiggy-Marler, and Twiggy-Marler did extremely well there for a novice. Great running, good handling. Wigan now spreading the ball. There's a big overlap if they can get it going. But Northern are in well, they read it well, and they moved in. Funneled Wigan back into the centre, but that was a great breakout by Wigan as Edwards takes it on down. Wigan now going surging down the left wing, taking them up to the 20-metre line, but that's 5 tackles gone as they get up to the 20-metre line. But Wigan out of the danger as Edwards holding it. Edwards moving it, and Wigan trying to go through. Drop the ball on the floor and fly kick out. It hits the post and bounce back, and it's covered.
Well swept up there by Derek Fox, but a lucky let off for Norden as that ball was bobbling about as Norden come away with Neil Summers, and the Bradford crowd screaming at the referee that Wigan were all offside as John Hamer drives the ball out to the 22. Roy Powell just takes the ball up, but no way through for the big fellas. Fairbank drops the ball back, picked up at the back by Derek Fox as Fox sets up at the defence, but 5 tackle signal once again by the referee. So the ball back to Neil Summers as Summers this time makes sure and puts a good long ball down, but that sits up nice, and Martin Afire on the drive.
Fire running wide, they hang on to his sleeve and down he has to go. Panaper moving it out. Wigan have it stitched up. Bell plays it back. Wigan move it inside, and that's determination. Tremendous running. Can he hang on to the ball? Onto Edwards. Edwards, a long wide pass. Wigan trying to get it out to the left wing, and a surge down there. What the speed is to a fire, but Northern cover across well and hold Wigan out. Minutes ticking away now as we come into the last 10 minutes of the game. Wigan with this big lead. Got to hang on to this now. Edwards. Half a kick, half a drop goal, and it's taken cleanly.
Well, Johnny Caudle, not quite cleanly, got the ball at the second, third attempt, but managing to pull that ball out. So Northern looking to come away again, but the Wigan markers up very, very quickly there. Adam Greenwood. Greenwood strays into a brick wall there of Wigan defenders. As once again the Northern roar goes up. Wigan respond as Carl Fairbank drops the ball off inside. Roy Powell. Powell on the drive. Prop straightens up, but no way through, and that's 4 tackles gone. Fox. The long ball out to Fairbank. Fairbank drives again. Pops one over the top. That's picked up by Newlove. Newlove steps inside. Gets out of one. Paul Newlove. He's got Gerald Caudle on the wing. Caudle still going as Caudle goes inside. Caudle straightens up. Pinches his ears back. But a good tackle there on Gerald Caudle. Needs to get it. Play the ball quickly. John Hamer. Hamer driving for the post. John Hamer driving, but Wigan just managed to hold him up, so that'll be the handover. But once again, a good surging run by Paul Newlove.
Well, a bit of panic in the Wigan ranks though when they saw Newlove with the ball. And they held off a little bit as he went surging down. And Wigan are forced back to 10 metres out. Now they've got the hard graft, and he catches it broken through, and he can't get with me. Still going. A tremendous run at this time of the game, when the legs must be like lead. On to Edwards, who's always there. Twiggy Marler wanted to get into it, taking them with him. Great running by Twiggy Marler, playing with more confidence. And the seconds are ticking away as Edwards hands it on. Wigan breaking through, he got a fire with him. And there's a run for the line, and the Fire's going to score! Tremendous try again to a Fire, and that is the nail in the coffin. A Fire goes over for his hat-trick after a great break down the wing by Andy Farrell. And Wigan have showed class, they've showed pace, they've shown power, they've showed skill, and this has been Wigan's best performance of the whole season. As Wigan's best performance of the whole season, as 7 minutes to go, a Fire goes over for his third try. One that Botica should back heel, should flip this one over. And it looked as if Northern were fighting their way back into this game. They put a sterling effort there for 10 minutes or so, and Wigan were really struggling. But the character of this team, so experienced, 7 years of top rugby behind them. The tradition is there. Botica comes up, and it's 35. Well, I think even the most ardent aficionado of Wigan would hardly have thought that as we come up to the last 5 minutes of the game, Wigan would have over 20 points lead. Anybody who's given 20 points away will be very happy. 35 to 14. 5 minutes to go then. It's looking good for Wigan. Awkward bouncing ball. And this was the man who set it up before, and he's coming tearing away again. Well, Wigan will love Cassidy. Glutton for work. Twiggy Marler wanted to get into it, banging at them. Twiggy Marler still going, knocking them off. Now people have been wondering about Twiggy Marler, but he's certainly setting this game alight now, and the crowd are beginning to love him. They're playing for a Wembley place, and then Wigan got scorching down, scattering them out of the way. Wigan now playing beautiful football. The tails up, the ball spread all over the field, moving it out and going hard for the line again, and Northern bravely cover back and snuff them out. But Wigan are in overdrive now. 10 metres out. Still keeping the ball alive. Lucky bounce for Wigan as they get the ball out towards this right wing. And he's going to score. He batters his round his head, but the referee bringing them back for a forward pass. Well, the crowd would have loved that if he could have got over there, but it was on the sixth tackle.
Well, Wigan really keeping that ball alive there on the sixth tackle, and Tuigamala looked as though he'd got a try. Wigan supporters were already celebrating, but John Holdsworth spoilt the party there with a forward pass, so Bradford need to drive it out, and Tuigamala still down injured after that as John Hamer takes the drive up for Northern. But Wigan, the defence, held out tonight. They've had the rub of the green, the bounce of the ball. They played some super football as Northern come away again with Carl Hall, but a crunching tackle there on Carl Hall by Andy Platt. Derek Fox onto Trevor Clark. Clark offload. Roy Powell going round the outside. Powell into the clear. He's trying to hand off. Gets the ball inside, but a forward pass there as Roy Powell flipped that ball up. 2 minutes left on the stopwatch, so down we'll go to scrum just inside the Bradford half. But what a game of rugby league we've seen here tonight. Fast, full-flowing game, full-blooded as Wigan go down to scrum, and Sean Edwards just taking his time there.
Tuigamala limping badly, Bell limping, and a derisory cheer went up for the referee then when he gave a forward pass, because both sides, sets of spectators, have been screaming forward pass for anything that was slightly doubtful. Minutes ticking away, about 2 minutes of normal time to go as Edwards goes round to feed the scrum. Edwards just lobs it across. Wigan doing a dummy run, bringing Bell back into the middle. You can hear the ooh from the crowd, and Mr. Holdsworth is going to do something about it. Mean Dean is breathing, and he gets up, the hard, the tough. A penalty to Wigan, and Farrell setting himself up to kick down the Northern right wing. Makes no mistake, putting Wigan into a good attacking position. 35 points to 14 as we come up to the end, and Wigan wanted to get more points on the board. Hungry to get a really convincing win, which they have managed, but wanted to pile the points up now. Probably smarting from last week's defeat. Lucky bounce for Wigan there after a wild pass. Whipped inside, Wigan keeping it moving. Banniper dancing his way through, being swung down and round, and has to die with it. Wigan going again from behind to play the ball, but good tackling holds them out. Give Northern the due to sticking to the task, trying to keep the line in this last minute as Edwards hold it. A little inside flick, and there must be some weary limbs there in these dying minutes. It's been hard, been really hard battle. Ready for the drop goal. Botica tries, and it's way off the target and rolling dead, so it's back to the 20-metre line.
So 40 minutes up on the stopwatch, and Bradford Northern still with the hopes alive a little bit, but needed the points tonight as John Hamer takes the first drive up there for Bradford Northern. Northern with 2 more games, St Helens and the final game of the season against Leeds, and of course Wigan have to go to Castleford in their final game against Oldham. But Derek Fox worked tirelessly tonight as Northern keep the ball moving. It's Carl Fairbank. Fairbank pops the ball, but the referee spots the knock on there as we played a minute of injury time now. Down we'll go to scrum. And Sean Edwards coming out, and Botica going to scrum half. So a last chance for Wigan as Edwards with a little bit of a plan move on. Edwards going round the outside, brings Martin Afire on the charge as Afire straightens up. Afire dancing, bobbing, weaving about. Bell gets the ball inside. That ball like a hot potato. Conley going for the corner. Conley gets the ball inside, and that's the killer blow. Sean Edwards puts the ball down behind the post for Wigan. 39 points to Wigan, 14 to Bradford Northern. Into injury time, the last charge there by Wigan. The scoreline doesn't really reflect the game, but Wigan turned the power, turned the pace on tonight. And that leaves an easy conversion attempt for Frano Botica. Could be the last kick of the game. So Bradford North in a huddle under the post there, and as we say, Wigan have 2 more, Bradford have 2 more. Leaves both clubs on level points tonight at the end of this game. Wigan with the better scoring average, so it could be right down to the wire next weekend with the results of the 2 forthcoming games. But Wigan in the mood, they don't want to lose the crown as Botica slots the ball over. Further 2 points for Wigan, and there goes the final hooter. So I'll leave it, Jack, to just summarise tonight's game.
Well, it's been a tremendous game. Northern came out, they gave it all they'd got, and I don't think there's any team in the league that would have lived with Wigan on this sort of form. They were absolutely scintillating tonight. They played fantastic rugby, and yet by the same token, Northern contributed an awful lot to this game. It was even Stevens for a long time. Northern tackled hard and attacked hard, but Wigan had the extra class, they had the extra space, and they go in with a tremendous win of 41 points to 14 and still keeping the hand on the championship trophy. What a finish we're going to have to this season.